Welcome to Doctor. This is Will Sanchez. My special guest today is Maria Romano. She is one of the founders of the Quick Silver Striders, based in Queens. Over the Memorial Day weekend, Sal Carrata, an icon with the Rand Cortland Track Club, ran from Memorial Grove in the Bronx to meet me at Columbus Circle. He ran 10 miles to support our fallen patriots in a relay called 500 for the Fallen. After we exchanged the flag, he came up to me and said, "You gotta have Maria on your show. She has a story to tell." I'm thrilled to have Maria Romano on my show. Welcome, Maria.
Hi, Will. Thanks for inviting me.
Maria, let's get started by introducing yourself to our audience. For example, tell us where you were born, a little bit about your childhood.
Most people call me Coach now. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I grew up in the Crown Heights section of New York. I'm late to running, but I have fresh legs. So what I'm trying to say is I am an older runner. I started in my mid-50s. I'm in my late 50s now. Never ran in school because in my era, women weren't allowed to run. We were only allowed to do home ec, cooking classes, sewing classes. There were no sneakers. You went to school with shoes on, and you wore a dress to school.
Now, this is in Brooklyn?
Brooklyn. I went to 241, and I went to Wingate, and I went to Winthrop as a middle school, and it wasn't allowed. So, as a child, there was no sports. It was reading. And that's what we did. And we didn't watch TV. And the only TV I know is Howdy Doody. But when I became an adult, I've lived a lot of places because my ex-husband was in the military, was always involved in gyms, always did bodybuilding, jump rope. That's what kept me fit, okay? Ran on a treadmill once in a while, but mostly weightlifting. 2009, I was in Central Park for the first time, walking fast, and a young man out there stopped me. His name is Coach Lon Wilson.
Oh, the great Coach Lon Wilson.
The great Coach Lon Wilson.
It must have been on a Saturday or a Wednesday evening.
It was a Saturday, and he caught me out there, and he said, "Would you like to learn how to race walk?" Probably was the best thing that ever happened to me because I met so many wonderful people from Lon.
Look, what a great pickup line. Yeah. And it worked.
It worked, and it worked. He said, "Would you like to learn how to race walk?" So actually, from that, I started race walking competitively. At that time, Stella Cashman was still doing race walking at that time and having events.
Who is that, Stella?
You don't know Stella? She's no joke. People are afraid of Stella. Okay. Stella is an official. I think she just retired. She was the president of the Parkside Race Walkers.
Okay.
She gave all the race walking events in Central Park. We miss Stella because there's hardly any race walking events in the New York City area. It was Stella that did that.
Okay.
Irony is a funny thing. So every weekend I would meet on Saturdays with the race walkers, and I would meet with them. We would get really good training.
Coach Lon, and he does the jumping jack.
Jumping jack, or the hula hoop. He can
do
the
hula hoop.
Have you seen him with the hula hoop?
He's the best.
He's the best. And I was one of the fast ones. So one day I'm there and I see a bunch of men with him, and I says, "Wow, I know this guy. He's in my local park in Queens, Roy Wilkins, and I always see him training somebody." That was the infamous Coach Dino.
Oh.
So Coach Dino said, "If you would really like to learn race walking and refine your skills, I will help you." And he did. He had me race walking the New York City half. I think the first time I race walked it was 2:34.
Wow, race walking.
Second time I race walked it, I did 2:20.
Wow. Well, that's tell our audience what race walking is. It's different from running, but there's a specific technique. Tell us about what is that?
Race walking is a sport that your feet are always at one time contacting the ground. Your knees are never bent. And a lot of men don't like it because there's a lot of hip action involved, but you can go places very fast. And also what I think about race walking is that you use your arms effectively as a sprinter does. That arm, that 90-degree angle, the drive, makes you go faster. Okay, it's a fun sport. I believe that you see less injuries, my personal opinion, with race walking.
But unfortunately, there's a lot of hip action now.
There's a lot of hip action.
So you're doing a fast catwalk.
A fast catwalk. But unfortunately, in the United States, especially in New York City, it's not recognized or not appreciated as it should be. So
but it is certified in a sense as USA, whatever.
Well, it's US track and field. Matter of fact, we're lucky in the New York area in Long Island. Her name is Maria Mishka. I think she just broke the record, American record for the 5K. I think she did race walk 21 and some change just about 2 weeks ago.
So the race walking community is pretty small in the New York area?
Yes, it is. It's getting even smaller, and it's a shame because it's an excellent sport, and you don't take the pounding as you do in running.
Okay.
But you get more rewards in running. When I race walk, I actually used to place, because there's money at race walking, I would place and receive, money awards in race walking. But if you would like to go to Boston, it's probably easier for you to run. Well, at least it was for me. And my goal
to qualify for Boston?
For the Boston Marathon. I'm on my way.
By race walking?
No, by running.
Oh, by running.
Running. The best race walker I know, his name is Alex. I can't think of his last name. Alex is about my age, and he can race walk a marathon in 4:45.
Okay.
That's a good time.
That's a good time for race walking.
That's an excellent
obviously not good enough for Boston.
Not good enough for Boston. Yeah, because I think you need 4 in our age. I need 4:10, and I think a man might be 3:55.
All right. So you started off with the best was Coach Lon Wilson and Coach Dino. Well, Coach Dino is well known in the local area because he's also, years ago, was very, very much involved with the Galloway training group.
Yes, he was. Yes.
And now, I think you said before we started the show that he's involved with something called the Renegades, which I never heard of. Tell us about the Renegades.
He's the vice president of the Renegade Runners. They're a very small club in Jamaica, Queens. They have some very fast, older runners.
Older, past 30, past 70?
Past 55 and up.
Okay.
They have some 6-year-olds that can run 19 minutes in a 5K.
Wow.
Okay. But since running has changed before I came, they're still looking for races that are $5. There are no more.
What? $5?
There are no more $5. So they're living in the past. So they do a lot of training and not a lot of running. The coach I remembered, his name is Dave McGovern. You need to look him up.
Dave McGovern.
Him and his wife, Loretta, they can race walk.
Race walking.
I've seen Dave at races, marathons. He lives in Long Island, and he's an excellent coach. Marathons and even short races, the runners just can't believe he's passing them. He's doing 6-minute miles.
Race walking.
Race walking.
Wow.
Dave McGovern.
As you said, you got to have that
the technique.
Because if you fail the technique, you're disqualified.
Exactly. Now there's so many runners. How do the judges see you through the runners?
Yeah. I had Lon Wilson here years ago, during my first year at Gotta Run. I've done over 100 shows, but I remember all of them fondly. Yeah. And I remember Lon Wilson, I think when there's a national record involved, that somebody follows them to document that they did it correctly.
Yeah, that's true. That is.
So I guess that makes it a little more difficult in that sense. But it used to be, I don't know if it's an Olympic sport or it used to be.
It's still an Olympic sport.
It still is?
It's just that the Chinese and the Mexicans have mastered it. In those countries, it's still a very respected sport.
Okay, so if you want to be tops in that sport, you have to go to Mexico or China to train.
They're running. Coach Lon actually does a lot of young girls, and ironically, they're Chinese that do very well. He does a lot of high school girls. I've only had one young person show interest recently. I have a couple of older people that still race walk, and they'll come to me for coaching, but more so doing running coaching. My team is about 90 people. We've been in existence for about 2 years.
Now we're talking now about the
Quicksilver Striders.
Quicksilver Striders based in Jamaica.
They're based in Jamaica, but I have runners in all 5 boroughs. I have runners, a runner in New Jersey, and a lot of runners come from Long Island. So I'm impressed because Long Island has their own following. So for me to get them to run, things that have impressed me the most, I met a runner who joined the club at the Queens 10K. It'll be 2 years in about a week. He sought me out. He's now 47 years old. Last year, he ran his first marathon. He qualified for Boston.
Oh, cool.
First-time marathoner.
Which marathon did he run?
New York City Marathon.
Oh, yeah, that's a tough one to qualify.
That's a tough one to qualify. His
now,
first
when
race.
You said he came to you 2 years ago, so he trained with your group?
A year.
A year. So tell us
yeah.
about what's the training involved at the Quicksilver. So what do you do?
I put on hill repeat training. We're at Alley Pond one day. We put
Alley
on
Pond in Queens.
Alley Pond in Queens. We do long runs in Hampstead Lake Park. It's beautiful. It's a 3-mile loop around a lake, very shady. We do a lot of our long runs there. We also run the bridle path in Forest Park. We do a group, I want to say like a tempo run there. On Wednesdays, we do speed work at Queens College. I actually do the old-fashioned with a clock, with the whistle, and we do speed work at the. I'm very proud. Yesterday, one of my runners, his name is Jesus. He ran yesterday at Eisenhower Park, which is in Long Island. He ran at 18:16.
Must be a 5K then.
5K. He got wings on his back.
My God, I thought, what?
He got wings on his back.
Oh, wings.
18:16.
Wow, that's very fast.
That's very fast.
And he was a young guy, you said?
He's 29.
Very
He's
young.
29.
Well, relatively young.
Yeah, he's a baby to us. Yeah.
So you say your group tends on the older side?
No, actually, I would say the medium run of the demographics are about 30 to 39.
Okay, that's not too bad at all.
That's not bad. But we do have I've been recruiting people that are older. I have one gentleman, his name is Angelo, he's 61. He ran Paris a month ago, 3:44. It's not bad. I'll take it.
Not bad. This is, you're about 90 members, you said?
About 90 members.
That's pretty small, but impressive.
Yes, we've run some good times, and we've been making, when we're in Long Island or we're at New York Roadrunners, the Q is known. We have a Q as our symbol on our shirt with a lightning bolt. We are known.
You're known with those kind of statistics. What does it take to join? Obviously, geography doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. But we do have qualification. We have 4 rules. The club rules is our dues are $25. What you get for that $25, I coach you for free, as long as you belong to the club. You have to run 4 races. This is for your health. We are a competitive club, but we care about your health more. The 4 races, 2 of them have to be New York Roadrunner point races because we're competitive.
Okay.
Point races, because we care about the point races.
Yep.
And then 2 any charities. So that's 4 races. So our thinking is there, our strategy is that the board feels that means every quarter you would have to run. You'd have to get off the couch and think about, hey, I got to move because I owe them a race. There's no quote on what distance you do. You just got to run.
4 races. There's $25. Is that annually?
That's annually. We also have another stickler is that you must wear your colors. That means your singlet to the race.
Okay.
If you can wear a race bib, you can wear your Q shirt.
And no excuse if it gets too hot to toss it.
No,
you
can't
see
do like
some
Sal.
of the people do that.
You can't do like Sal. Have you ever seen Sal in a race?
Sal, he runs naked.
But he loves Van Cortlandt. He loves Van Cortlandt.
God. Well, Sal, I said he's an icon because
Yes.
I think he's run more races at New York Roadrunners than anybody else.
Over 1,000.
Over
Since 1986, since when they started keeping records online, since 1986, he's ran, I want to say over 1,050, but I don't want anybody to quote me.
I'm sure it's been over 1,000. He's been honored by Roadrunners. I can't imagine how much money he spent on that, but hopefully...
Well, he's a benefactor.
He's a benefactor. Oh, he gets lifetime...
He has lifetime benefits. He was smart. He took the
$5,000 and...
No, $1,000.
It was $1,000. Oh, God, he did away with that program.
Yeah, he was smart. He was very smart. And then also at the local races like Steve Lassie, I know you know Steve from New York City Runs.
Oh, Steve Lasto, yeah.
Yeah, and then I don't know the guy's name from Terramina Sports, but and John Edwards from Rockaway, they all know Sal personally because he always runs that race. Everybody knows Sal.
Oh, yeah. I first saw him or learned of him because he used to be a sidekick to Larry the Lighthouse.
That's right.
And Wendy the Windmill. Mm-hmm. And he would be supporting them. I said, that's amazing. And he was also,
Achilles.
Never wore a shirt.
Yeah.
Even if the temperature was below 0, the guy would run.
He's out there with no shirt on. Now he's Van Cortlandt, so he's very proud, so he always has his Van Cortlandt shirt. But he was very good with Achilles. I mean, he would always help a blind or deaf runner. Everybody, that's how I met him. And then as far as with the kids in the school, then he got involved. So he also is a volunteer strongly with the Young Runners program. With New York, he has helped a lot of kids run races.
Right. So is there a story how you guys met? You said you met at Achilles.
Well, actually, how I met Sal, ironically, is I'm bold. I go to New York Roadrunners to pick up my number. It's nighttime. It's freezing. Usually Dino would meet me sometimes, but that day he didn't meet me. And I actually know Sal from Coach Dino. And that day I said I was going to run. He says, I'll run with you. And we've been running ever since. So he's made me do some crazy things, meaning that I was not marathon trained. I've only been running since 2009. Not even in 9 months, I went and I've done a bunch of half marathons, but I never ran a marathon.
Okay.
And Van Cortlandt used to give free marathons. Do you remember that?
Free marathons? Oh, the holiday marathons.
Holiday marathons.
Oh,
they were nice.
those were wonderful.
Well, my crazy self went out there. I ran Thanksgiving. I ran Christmas. Never again. Trail marathons. They're not
That's
just
right.
technical trail marathons, right. Almost as bad as Bear Mountain.
Yeah,
but I survived.
Few hills you got to go.
Yeah, you got to climb. But I survived. But I'm like, now that I look back, I probably ran over 8 marathons. I usually do 2 or 3 a year. I'm the half queen.
Yeah.
I run about 14 halves a year.
Okay.
This year I slowed down a little bit only because I've had a couple of illnesses, bronchitis. I have chronic allergies. So this year I'm still racing. There is a member of my club. His name is Robert. He's going to take my award because this guy is out racing. He's racing everything.
Which award is that?
Well, we do have an award in the club for the most races.
Oh, the most races.
It's the most races. Because I was running 100
You're the founder. You could probably create your own award.
You're terrible. Well, I have to say that, brag about my team. This is the new Phoenix 2. The team bought this for me.
The Phoenix 2? Is that
Garmin
a
Phoenix
sports
2.
watch?
It's the high technology. It actually does your cadence.
It calculates your cadence?
So if you are race walking or running,
how does it do
knows.
That?
It knows. It's programmed for, you tell it your weight, your height.
Oh, this is great. I got to get one of those.
Yeah.
Pharaoh 2?
It's the Phoenix 2.
Phoenix
it makes
2.
the
And who
Phoenix
makes
3, Garmin.
Garmin. Oh, Garmin makes some of the best.
I love Garmin because whenever your product is broken, they never argue it. They're like Apple.
They fix it.
They fix it.
So you're saying here you don't need anything on your shoe. You don't need a. Does it do a heart monitor too?
That does a heart monitor. I never used a heart monitor.
Well, you need a belt though. You need something.
No. Just on your wrist.
On
It
wrist.
knows. It knows.
Well, that is a great gadget.
So it helps. I love my team for giving it to me because it is an excellent assistant tool to help you get your cadence. Because the average runner does 160 to 170, but we should be doing 180. The elites do 200. And I know a woman in Long Island who is 60. She has no kick, but her cadence. So it's not how high you kick. It's how much those feet come off the ground, how quickly.
So let's remind the audience what the cadence is. So you said a good number is 180. That's 180 steps per minute.
Yes.
Sounds like a lot of steps.
It sounds like a steps, but we need them to be faster. You want to make that PR, you need those steps.
180 steps.
180 steps.
But the average is like 160 to 170.
160 to 170 is the average. So with this watch, it'll motivate you. You can look and see what your cadence was.
Yeah.
Oh, I need to improve.
Yeah. I'm working on my cadence too. Mm-hmm. I know all the teams work on cadence and different ways of how to improve. I like Jeff Galloway's method where he says, go out, measure your cadence, whatever it is that day, and then let's say it's 170. He says, okay, try to go to 171, 172 for that day. All right?
That's a good
and
idea.
then repeat. Let's say the next day it's 168. You go, oh, it went down. Okay, shoot for 170. And then eventually your cadence will go up if you have to be persistent, of course.
Yeah, mindful of your goal. Okay,
Yeah,
that's a good idea.
Cadence is persistent, is important. What other, so that's race walking, so cadence is important there, as in running. The arms, so you got to keep those in shape.
Got to keep those in shape. I like my runners to do push-ups, a lot of upper body work. Your arms push you forward. When we do hill repeats, the way I teach the hill repeats is that I say take small steps, but your arms does the drive. The 90-degree drive will get you up Harlem Hill if you use that method.
Okay, so you power your way up with using your arms.
Use the arms. Take small steps with your feet and use your arms. But doing push-ups definitely helps.
To build up the arms. Any other exercises you encourage?
I like core. I also think that our bodies are, as far as if you're a runner, you're like a horse. The stronger your hind legs, your quadriceps, your hamstring, your glutes, the less injury You need to squat lunges. I also are a big believer in the yoga practice.
Yoga.
The more you do yoga, the flexible you are, I guarantee you'll be injured less.
Okay.
So I like
that's
that.
sort of a course training to do yoga once a week.
Yes. I have people do before they actually run. I like my runners to do the foam roller or some yoga stretches before and after. And I know there are new statistics saying that you shouldn't stretch before. It's to each your own. We'll go back to Sal. Sal never stretches. Sal never does core, but he runs.
He runs.
That's the old school runner.
He keeps fit by running because he runs so much.
He runs every day.
So that's how he stays fit. Well, that's interesting. I had Coach Toby Tanser here, and he said the same thing. I asked how do Kenyans do core? They don't do core, they run.
They run. You know what? Toby is another mentor. I don't know him well. Sal introduced me to a couple of times, but the times that I've spoke to Coach Toby, he's gave me some very good advice.
What was
and
the
I'm going to share. I'm going to share some advice. I ran a marathon, and I wanted to run 2 very closely. He said, take 2 weeks off, but run. The days you feel it, run 3 miles easily for the 2 weeks period, and then go back to your training. And it has worked on me and all my other runners that I train. That was very strong words.
Yeah, to consider that a recovery run.
That was 2 weeks.
2 weeks. That's interesting.
And we run. So after the New York City Marathon, I always tell my runners, don't stop. If you're trained, don't stop running.
Guess when you feel like it, go out and do an easy 3 miles.
For 2 weeks.
Maybe
30
on a
minutes.
bridle path, on something soft.
Yeah, I only train. The only time with our team is we only train hard on the Ali Pond. Our hill repeats is unfortunately on a soft surface, but all our other runs are on dirt.
Excellent.
All the time. Another thing I didn't share with you is that this year was the first time Quicksilver Striders went to club night. We had an excellent time. I received the Joe Kleineman Award.
Wow.
For all the work that me and the team have done for training children. I help a lot of children. This year in February on New York One, I was the Queen's New Yorker of the Week based on all the training that I give freely to kids.
Now this is through the New York Roadrunners program?
Well, through the New York Roadrunners program, the Young Runners program, yes, and then on my own through the club, our Quicksilver Striders, we take on children too.
Okay, so you mentor children to the club.
Yes, we do. We mentor children at times. We give them sneakers. Okay, and as far as New York Roadrunners is concerned, I'm actually a community service coach. I coach seniors. I help them with their walking skills. We do a lot of exercise with them. It's a very good program, and also they bring seniors and the Mighty Milers together.
Oh, that's great because the Mighty Milers are only 6 or 7 years old, so they're seeing grandpa and grandma do exercises.
Yes.
Coach Sid Howard here with his wife, Asteria.
Beautiful person.
And they were telling me they have the seniors in their chairs and doing exercises.
Yes, we do.
Lifting up with the arms and everything like
yes, we do. I'm one of their coaches. We're the community
Excellent.
service.
So you probably coordinate a little bit with Sid and
yes, me and him share a center. I'm there on Tuesdays, he's there on Thursday. He's a wonderful person.
It sounds like so are you.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, listen, we're almost out of time, but I wanted to make sure I cover a couple of things. One, what are some of your future challenges in terms of race or something physical that you have a goal for yourself?
My personal goal is I hope this year that I qualify for Boston. I need 4:10, so pray for me.
So you're going to be running this one?
I'm going to run Sweetia Self-Transcendent in August. They always put it at Rockcliff Lake. And I'll run Steamtown, and I will run New York City. I run New York City every year as long as my job keeps letting me run it.
So you're going to do 3 races?
Three races.
Now, what was the first one again?
Self-Transcendent. You don't know the Self-Transcendent? They're the Sweetia Moore. It's a religious group, Sweetia Kim Moore.
Oh, I think I've heard of them through Michael Ring.
Oh, Michael Ring is another nice person. Oh, Michael Ring.
Because I think he qualified. He had to do something. He wanted to go 1 to 4, and that was the marathon he did it in.
Yeah, Michael Ring. We have run a lot of ultras together. Me and Michael Ring when he was running.
Yeah,
have
right
you seen
now
him recently? I know he's
recovering.
Sick. I know.
And we'll wish him the best.
Yes.
Michael, we're thinking of you.
We love you, Michael.
What some of the challenges for your group? What do you have planned for them?
They're running a bunch of different marathons. They like the destination marathons. I know that Some people are going to Chicago. I think 20 of them are going to Chicago. They'll also go to Jamaica and the Grand Caymans. In January, some of us and myself will be going to Bermuda.
Which one? Because there's 3 of them, I think.
There's 3. We're going to do the mile. We're going to do the 10K the mile is on Friday, the 10K is on Saturday, and on Sunday is the half and the marathon.
So you're going to do all 4?
I do all 4. It's fun. They give you a medal for 4. The club, we do have some people that just ran Boston recently. I went there to support them. We have members that are already qualified for this coming year.
For Boston?
And we have people that are on the heels. They can't wait. They want that jacket. They want that Boston jacket.
Boston jacket. Oh, well, listen, on that note, thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
And I wish you and your team, the Quick Silver Striders, all the best.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.